Hello YouTube and welcome back to another game of StarCraft 2. We have finally caught up with our series and we're now going to be watching very recent games. So this is going to be one of the new maps, and before we jump into that I just want to show a quick pic of the previous giveaway winner. So this was actually Adrian M. Just a quick video picture there that he sent me in just to pretty much, you know, say hello, thank you. And that's pretty much awesome. I hope he enjoys his new new mouse, and that's pretty much, you know, every time that there's going to be a giveaway I'll ask you to send in a picture just so I can share it with the guys here. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. It's a bit awkward, but anyways, there wasn't any better picture, unfortunately. It was a bit blurry, so I decided to include this one. And yeah, best of luck to Adrian with his new mouse, which was the Razer Abyssus on the last choice. The next one, of course, is the Corsair K30, which you can see on screen right now. Let's jump into our game. That was a terrible intro, I apologize, but anyways, this is the new map. It's Ruins of Endion, and this is actually a two-player map, which I find very interesting. This map has an absolutely insanely long rush distance, and first what we'll do is we'll have a quick introduction of our players. So on the bottom left hand side here we've got ourselves Semper. Semper is obviously a Terran player. He is from Team Gravity and he is from Canada. His opponent's going to be Khyira, which I hope that's Khyira. I hope that's how you pronounce it, from Team ECVisualize, and he is from Denmark. Now there's no official webpage for this guy, but I did manage to scavenge some information about him, and if that's wrong, please let me know, because I do get these things wrong sometimes. So, as I was saying, this map is a bit different. It's a two-player map, but is massive. Look at the amount of expansions that we've got here. I mean, this is one natural. Kind of natural number two. I mean, there's big rocks there that would take ages to break, but that's another expansion, and we have a third here as well. Now these are very easily accessible for the first player, but I believe that this third one is a little bit difficult to defend because of how far away it is. And then we've got ourselves this big choke here. Now this is the main entrance to each player base, and it's also kind of blockable. So you see they have 500 health. You need to destroy both rocks, and then you end up blocking your base with, I believe, 2,000 health rocks, which essentially prevents any sort of rushes, unless it's, you know, super rush. But by rushes I mean timing pushes in the mid game, because you get a lot of time if you break down those rocks. Now there is also a way to get through here, but as you can see, these have 2,000 health, and then you need to break through the second ones as well, which would take forever. Now I do believe the Reapers would be able to jump down this little hill here and then up here, so Terran versus anything really might be a little bit favored here. And looking at the statistics, by the way, Terrans seem to have, actually Terrans and Protoss seem to have about 3% higher win rate than Zerg do on this map. So it's obviously not a huge difference. 3% is not a whole lot, but you know, maybe a little bit further in the future we'll have a bit more outstanding, or rather more obvious results on who is favored in the map and maybe why. Now that has actually gone in that direction, and I wonder if that is because this is actually blocked for Reapers. It could very well be for balance purposes, because I mean, yeah, there is like extra bit of detail there, so maybe that was simply put in to prevent Reaper rushes, because obviously that would be super overpowered for Terrans. But hey, look, we'll see about that. Maybe sometime in the future we will see that work out differently. Now this Reaper has actually done some really good work here, managing to deny that expansion being built and forcing, of course, the extra SCV to be sent out. This means that Khyira's expansion is going to be completed a little bit earlier. Now back to the details of the map. As you can see, there's a lot of open space here right in the middle. There's a lot of space for basically Zerg surrounds and massive engagements. 2 towers here, which funny enough, this one is great, but this one looks as if I wonder really if a unit will be able to pick up the range from there or not, or if it would just be for units that can actually get there, which would technically be either dropped units or Reapers, which I believe would be overpowered as hell again. But there must be like some way for other races to actually get down there. So there we go, Reaper finally getting destroyed. Let's have a look what he killed off. Looks like a SCV and a Marine, which I think is worth it, simply because of the fact that he delayed that expansion. So based on what we've got here, it looks like 1-1-1 build for Khyira, and actually Semper doing the exact same thing. And just to complete off with our visualizing the map, we've got 3 more bases here on the top right hand side and top left hand side respectively, obviously for each player. And I think that is going to be pretty long before players would actually reach these areas to I kind of mixed that up. How do I do this? Ah, there we go, just zooming out an extra bit. So they're kind of spread out, and they're very, very far away from the bases, so it's going to be a long time before anybody reaches those. Now, just to note as well, obviously this is the natural, so you need to get through the natural to get to the main base, and this one is kind of off by itself. So obviously, you know, you could block this off, or, you know, put your defenses here, but then you have a lot of distance here where, you know, a player can use either, you know, fast units or drop units to basically, you know, avoid your defenses altogether. So obviously, static defense is not really going to be of great help here past, you know, the very, very early stages of the game where you can block this off. Now, this expansion as well, it's kind of off by itself. There's these rocks here which would take a while to destroy, 2000 health, but you know, it can be vulnerable a little bit later on, and I think that we're going to see some very, very interesting plays revolving around that. Now, this dropship has just been spotted here, just about seems to coming here at the perfect time. It looks like both players are actually doing the exact same thing, which is great to see. Both of them have similar strategies, but hopefully we'll have a bit of diverging situations going on here. Now, that SCV just about escaping with his life. Looks like these Marines also dropping in behind this middle line. Are they going to get a few kills here? Honestly, I don't know. By the way, this is just a Grandmaster ladder game, so not a tournament of any sort. I kind of forgot to mention that at the start, but hope that this is not too late to mention that. Now, worker supply is slightly favoring Semper, but not a whole lot. And I believe also that Semper is the one that uploaded this replay, because I actually, looking through his profile on one of the replay websites, seems like he's uploading quite a lot of replays, unless he just happens to come across players that upload replays, but that's probably not likely. So it's probably him that uploads them, which is awesome. I do love to see when players are actually uploading their replays, because that means that I get to cast them, and of course you guys get to enjoy them. So, now that we're done with pretty much the introduction of the players and of course kind of having a look at the map, obviously it's going to take a long time to get used to this. It is of course a new map. I haven't seen any other games on it yet, I must admit. I wanted to kind of, oh, that poor Marine, his trigger finger was just a little bit faster, but he's going to actually get cleaned up now. Basically, I wanted to make this experience as natural as possible, just like some players might do it, where I look up just a basic few details about the map and then afterwards move on and basically explore it with the audience, or rather as I'm casting it. It's going to show me exactly how players are playing on it without, you know, getting like a initial impression from other casters. For example, oh, I think this is this way or that way. I want to make my own opinions on it, and I hope you guys respect that decision of mine. So let's see here. Looks like Semper is actually going for a third expansion here, so that is good to see. We're probably going to have a long macro game here, which, to be honest, I have a strange feeling this map might get that a lot, simply because of the size of it. I mean, there's a lot of expansions here, and I think that 4 base plays are going to be a big thing here, because of course you've got yourself your little corner here, which is defendable simply by, you know, this one choke and, you know, potentially this break in later, but that would take a while to break down. So let's see how this one progresses. Obviously, we've got ourselves the expansion coming up here. Doesn't look like Khyira is going for his yet, but there is a drop here. Oh, that's actually a lot of Marines and 2 siege tanks. Or rather, 1 siege tank remaining, and the 2 medevacs are going to have to back on out of here. Oh no, the siege tank! It's going to get taken out. There's no escape, and this medevac also going to get taken out here. That was a big loss there. I mean, look at that. 13 Marines, 7 SCVs for the cost of, what, 15 Marines? 2 siege tanks, 3 medevacs, and a widow mine. That's actually quite a big loss. I mean, he did hurt the economy just a little bit, but he's actually still a little bit behind. Well, sorry, not anymore, but he was a little bit behind. Looks like Khyira building his command center inside of his naturals, so gonna probably see that flying on away a little bit later on. He's fully saturated at this point, so no point creating SCVs over there. Oh, this could be in a little bit of trouble. There we go. Now I think that Khyira's Vikings should win this engagement. Didn't quite manage to get another shot off, and there we go. A nice engagement here. Now I kind of had a feeling that drops are going to be a big issue in this map, just simply because the distance for actual ground units is so damn long that it makes perfect sense to send units by air. Ah, poor Viking getting taken out there, getting a little bit too greedy and getting blasted to hell. Now this is good play here from Semper, just basically making sure that there's no expansions coming out here, or at least once he does see the expansion coming down and the marine gets destroyed, he'll know exactly what Khyira is doing. Khyira, I think that's correct. As I said, if it's wrong, I do apologize. Maybe the player can... I mean, I'll be tagging this on Twitter anyways, and I did find his Twitter, I believe anyways, it did look like it. So I'll tag it if he does end up watching this by any chance. That's pretty damn awesome, and I hope that he can correct me on exactly how to pronounce that name. So let's see, medevac with 8 marines inside it. Getting actually caught out. Oh, this is really, really bad. He's not even going to get to land all of those. And getting cleaned up there. Losing all of those marines and of course the medevac, but he's got a big army here. I mean, look at this. Semper is right outside of his base and he could be in a little bit of trouble here. The extra base from Semper really, really has been making a big difference here, just because he's gotten the bigger economy. And let's have a look at the buildings as well. So Khyira had... let's just keep an eye on this so we're not missing anything. Khyira's got 5 barracks. They both have actually got 5 barracks. 1 factory, 1 starport. So the production buildings are about the same, but the economy, of course, is where it matters. And 3 of these siege tanks are actually pretty low, so they could potentially get taken out with a bit of good control. Ooh. Oh, sweet! Ah, poor siege tank. The scan there doing pretty good to catch that out. And looks like he's actually put himself a sensor tower here just to be able to spot drops a few seconds before they arrive. That's actually quite a good idea, considering he's gotten the better economy. He can definitely afford to throw out a few of those minerals on that. Now, a good drop inside the main base here, gonna do a little bit of economic damage, and GG, well, rather just well played, called out, at least not just rage quitting. Semper taking his game, and that is pretty much that for this one. So hope you've enjoyed it. That was the new map, Ruins of Endion, and of course we'll be having more and more games on this, along with the other maps that we have not yet come across, but will come across very, very shortly. So that's pretty much it. Leave a thumbs up for the new map. Of course, thank you for Adrian again for being a very common subscriber and watching pretty much all my videos, I hope, and leaving many, many comments. And I'm really terrible at thanking subscribers, aren't I? I mean, that's just such an awkward thing to do, even though I'm sure you guys understand that I really do appreciate every one of you. So yeah, I'll end it here. Enjoy any of my future videos. If you haven't subscribed already, do so, and I'll see you guys next time.